up a tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, girls at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Hasn't snowed a single flurry. Santa dear, we're in a hurry. Climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake. It's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. I need a little Christmas now. For we need a little music, need a little laughter, need a little singing, ringing through the rafter. Yes, we need a little snappy, happy ever after. Need a little Christmas now.
Welcome to Gael's 25th anniversary production of 'Tis Worth Remembering by Peggy S. O'Leary. The play takes place in two locations on Christmas Eve. On your left is Ireland in 1962, and on your right is America, 2012. We ask that you please turn off your cell phones at this time. The play is a celebration of Christmas, family, and the memories lovingly created through lives well lived, which of course are worth remembering. Please turn your chairs to secure your best view. Take a look around the room for the emergency exits to your right and left, and turn off your cell phones. If you have a need to leave the room during the production, for the enjoyment of all, please use the door at the back of the room, not the main door. And now, as we make sure our cell phones are turned off, we are pleased to take you ahead in time to Christmas Eve this year at Granddad's home at the end of the road, and to Ireland and John and Mary's Snug Kitchen in 1962.
Well, my Mary, everyone will be here this year. Not like last year. We didn't do much of anything then, except for the kids. And because you wouldn't want them to miss out on Christmas, even though we were missing you. No, this year's going back to the way we liked it. Full house, full of family. I got the angel off of the tree. Started me thinking about how we got it.
Happy Christmas Eve, Dad!
John, how are you?
Guess who else we brought with us?
Oh, you scallywag! Oh,
Did you
you're not
think
down.
Santa's come tonight? I'm so excited, hardly sleep last night. I wrote a letter best handwriting, and Mom and Gael listened to me. I hope he got it.
Oh, I'm sure he did, love.
I wrote a letter too, Granddad. I asked for a lot of different things. So just in case he runs out of one thing, I figured he'd give me something else.
I'm sure there'll be something special for each one of you. Especially lovely good cheer.
So how are you, John?
I'm grand. I have a few things to pick up at the market, but I can wait till later, you know. Would you two like to come shopping with me?
I want to go. Can I go, Gran? Me too. I want to go. I'm an excellent shopper.
I'm sure you are. So yes, you can both go with your great-grandma whenever he's ready to venture out on this fine day.
Do you need any help?
Not at all. I have my helpers here. Where's Mike and Megan?
They had a little bit of last-minute shopping to do, but they'll be along in a little while. Kate and I just wanted to drop the grandkids off.
Christmas greetings, everyone! How are you, Doc?
Johnny.
Tom, good to see you. Katie? It's good to be here. Come over here, you two, and give your Uncle Johnny a hug. Are you excited about Santa coming tonight?
Very, very excitable, Johnny. Are you?
I'm pretty calm. I sit Santa along with the things I like. I'm not fussy. I like a lot of stuff. You can't go wrong with me.
Good man, Jackie. Personally, I'm always excited at Christmas time.
Where's that Catherine?
Yeah, where is she, Johnny?
Working. She wanted the younger nurses to have time with their families. So she and a bunch of the old pro crew, as they call themselves, volunteered to take their shifts for tonight and Christmas morning. You know how she always appreciated having the time off when ours were young.
Your Catherine is terrific. Well, I'm afraid I'm on my way out as well. I've got a few loose ends to tie up at the station, but I'll be back in a little while. Hey kids, come on. I'll get you that glass of milk you wanted before I go.
Don't forget the cookies, Grandpa.
In the tin on top of the fridge, Tom.
You can have two. One for each hand. Keep things even.
Don't be late for church, Tom.
I have no fear, my dear. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
The police department is always open. When you're the chief, the job never seems to end. Hey, when's the rest of your gang getting here?
Well, let's see. Sue, Danny, Pat, and Sarah Rose will be over when they finish the gift wrapping. Marie left the motel this morning, and she guesstimates they'll arrive after dinner. Billy is stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, but their spirits are high, and the kids are anxious to get here. Maybe a little too anxious. Tennessee and Florida are a long way away, so I'm hoping they'll arrive before the snows come. So, tell me, have you heard from Jerry?
No, I haven't. And I don't mind admitting I'm getting worried. When we heard on the news there have been explosions near his headquarters, my heart practically jumped into my throat. I've been a nervous wreck ever since. Both Tom and I have tried to reach him and we can't get through. I haven't talked to him in over a week.
Don't think the worst, Katie. There's a good chance wires could be down or something like that. Look, he said he'd Skype you tonight. Isn't that right? Well, I'm sure if there's any way he can, he'll find a way. You just wait and see.
I know. I'm afraid that not being in touch is hard. I'm just worried.
Don't borrowing trouble, Katie. I've been through that out there already. Now, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's going to Skype you, what you call it. Just like he said, you know, so keep your chin up, will you? Now, I'm going to the store. Does either one of you want to come with me?
No, I have a couple of things I want to do, Dot, and I want to make sure the laptop's all charged up.
Now, don't go fussing around here, Katie. I don't want to be paying that cleaning service you insisted on for doing nothing.
Nothing like that. I thought I'd make some scones. It's nice to have the smell of baking in the house, right?
I'll go along with you, Doc.
Good. Finish your snacks, children. Wash your hands, put your coats on. We're leaving soon. And don't forget to use the toilet.
Coming, Grandpa. Me too, Brenda.
Well, Di, you're about to be invaded by our big and boisterous family. I hope you're ready for it.
I'm Johnny O.
You know, I don't remember too much about our first Christmas here, but I do remember it feeling very different from Ireland. Bigger, louder. And the celebrating seemed to kind of end right after Christmas Day.
Christmas, in Ireland we had St. Stephen's Day, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a celebration all of its own. Yeah? The Wren boys came over. Wow. We looked forward to them coming all year, you know.
I remember the excitement of them, the made-up faces and the silly costumes.
Yeah, it was good simple fun. A laugh, a song, maybe a dance. Then the Wren boys would be off with a few bob in the pocket to the next farm. It was sessions every night, people dropping over. I never forget the silence and the feeling of a story told in front of an open fire. You know? We didn't have much money. We didn't need much. It was enough to have a simple life, friends and family, when the storms blew in, you know.
What was it you missed most, Doc, that first year?
Truth of it is, everything. I'd never been away from home at Christmas before. We had a few visitors, and my uncle and aunt invited us over to their house for the Christmas meal with their family.
How about Mam?
Well, your mum was a bit sad, you know. She missed everyone back home. She missed the traditions, the Irish Mass, the neighbors calling in, you know. She didn't say much. She and you children had only been here a few months, and money was tight. But you know how she was.
They do.
She sit there reminding me that Christmas was for the children. And as always, she made a place for us, happy, make sure we're all happy. Yeah. There wasn't much money for presents and such, you know. But we managed a few things. On Christmas Day, she took her cake over to my Uncle Ned's house, all wrapped up in ribbons, like that was like a gift. Yeah. I only ever saw her in private shedding a tear, you know, that first year. The early days were very hard on her. She missed her family something fierce.
Well, she never let on. Christmas was always a happy time. I remember that first year, every card or letter that came from over was an occasion. We'd sit by the fire after dinner and open them one by one. We'd talk about each card and each person. Oh, I look forward to the cards. And weren't we lucky that our neighbors had that little black and white television? And they'd invite us over to watch the Christmas specials like Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol or the Andy Williams Christmas Show or maybe Bing Crosby or Perry Como.
Yeah, the Christmas specials. And Bob Hope entertaining the troops. When we do that,
Raquel Welch.
nobody had large screen TVs then.
No.
Nobody was Skyping each other or emailing each other or that sort of thing. No, them days we all sat together. I remember on Sundays after Mass and dinner, the ma'am sitting at the kitchen table, writing all the letters back home. It was hard not hearing the voices of the family, but bringing them up, that was out of the question. It was too expensive. No, letters is the way we stayed connected.
I remember Christmas parties at the club and your company Christmas party and the sing-songs, lots of sing-songs, especially at your uncle's and later here. Tell me, Doc, did it take time to feel at home here?
It did, you know, it did. It was easier for me, easier for you children, and I know that it was a challenge to you, but we had a home to make here, Johnny. And a home we made. Or should I say, in all fairness, your man made it for us. I was always gone, days and nights, some weekends working on my jobs.
I know, Doc.
One of the regrets I have in my life that I didn't get to spend more time with you and Pete.
It's all right, Doc. No.
It wasn't easy to make the adjustment to the ways of this country, but that's the life we had back home. Money was tight. Up at your man. She could draw the last drop of value out of every cent I brought home. Sunday chicken. She made it last till Thursday. I don't know how she did it, chopping it up and sandwiches and all of that stuff. And then Thursday, she made the pancakes. Sacks of pancakes. Your kids love that.
With the applesauce.
Oh, yeah, geez, they said the applesauce on it. And then Friday's fish became Saturday's fish cakes with the beans and the spuds. Yeah, she stretched every nickel. She always made sure we had a good home. Even when I was working those long hours, I knew she was lonely. But she always kept it warm, comfortable for us. Always, always. She would have been perfectly happy being a farmer's wife back home, but yeah, I wasn't cut out to be a farmer, Johnny. She was an exceptional woman. I loved her. I miss her greatly.
I miss her too, Granddad. Nobody miss most. I miss her butterfly kisses on my cheek, and her Eskimo kisses on my nose, and
Fish kisses were my favorite, and the butterfly ones, and the hugs.
I was going to say that too. I'm going to give those kisses to my grandchildren when I marry old and I be grand. I'm going to show them that my grandmother told me how.
That's a wonderful idea. A wonderful idea.
Now, we'll go shopping. Come on, let's go.
All right, Doc, I'll bring around the car.
Car? What car? It's a beautiful day for a walk. Get your stuff on, Johnny. Do you good? All those kids.
He never takes a word. He always wants to walk. Take
The house looks like Christmas, all right. Just as I imagined it would on the long journey home.
The children have been busy for weeks making paper chains.
I put the red candle in the window, Doc, for us to be late tonight to guide the Holy Family.
You're getting the holly too. I got bunches and bunches. Mammy said she never had so much. And I painted the chicken coop too, Doc.
And told me in her letters what a help you were to her while I was gone, son. You've done fine work keeping the animals fed and tended to. Fair play to you, Johnny. Your Uncle Billy said when he caught by. Sure, there was little he had to do.
I helped too. I help Mammy every day. Didn't I, Mammy? I collected the eggs and fed the chicken. And Mammy teaches me to sew. She says I have a good hand for the sewing. Didn't you, Mammy? I even helped make the Christmas cake. Wait until you see it.
I know you did, Katie. Mammy told me how hard you both were working. Your letters were all very well. You both have fine handwriting. Your teachers have taught you well. I know it wasn't easy to keep up with your schooling with all the work that needed to be done. It won't be long now before we're together in our new home in America. You will like it there.
Tell us more about America, Doc. What's it like, so?
Tell more stories, Doc.
Let me think. I told you about the baseball fields. Yes. You know how we've passed over in town going to the shops? Well, in America, they're called sidewalks. They have lovely white sidewalks in front of houses with gardens in the front and the back.
White tops, Doc. How do you make them white, so?
Sidewalks, you mean, Katie? But I don't know now. We'll have to look into that, so. I'm thinking it must be white cement.
What else, Doc?
What else? What else? They have big, tall buildings where you go up a moving staircase called an escalator, going from floor to floor.
A moving staircase, Doc? How did we move it, Doc?
What did house have one, Doc?
Okay. They're only in big buildings, not in houses. But one day, won't we go to a department store that has one?
What kind of store, Doc?
An apartment store, so Kate.
No, a department store. It's a place where you can buy things, like the drapery house, and the shoe shop, and the news agents, and the knitting shop, and more, all in the one place. That is a big place, with different departments for each thing, on more than one floor. You see? Sorry to explain, but you'll see for yourself soon enough. Some of them department stores even have a tea room.
Oh, Dad can hardly wait.
Doc, something
Now don't we need to get the baking started? Katie, take the rest of the dishes out to the scullery. Johnny, I'll need some more turf from the fire. Fill the big bucket. Oh, and I need the mixing bowl.
He's right. There's work to be done. Johnny, bring in the clean the shed. We'll tend to the animals together. Some things need fixing. That old bucket. The handle needs work.
Oh, and I need some eggs right away.
I'll get the eggs, Mammy.
Thank you. Bundle up. It's looking like it's going to make snow.
One with your ball. I'll be right out to you, Johnny. Mary, you're troubled. You've been since I got back here yesterday. What is it?
I don't know, John. Are we doing the right thing? Taking the children away across the sea to a foreign place? I don't know.
Mary, we talked about all this before I went. We agreed that I'd go.
I know, John.
Mary, you've known me since we were children. You know as well as I was never cut out for farming. Sure, my nose was always in the books. I tried, Mary. You know I did. But as soon as I had my leaving cert got, I was straight away to London.
I know that, John, but you left your job there and came back.
I left when my father got sick, and they sent for me. I quit me. I knew I was needed, and I came back.
You came back willingly.
I did, of course. Wasn't I the oldest? It was my responsibility. But Mary, you, more than anyone, knew I was satisfied with my job in London. I know working in a mailroom didn't seem a grand job, but in the few years I was there, I advanced. I'd say if I'd stayed, I could have been in charge.
Maybe you would have tired of it and come back eventually.
Mary, have you forgotten how he talked about you coming to London? That I was making a life there. You said you wanted to come.
That was talk. Pipe dreams, I suppose. I suppose I did think I'd like to go. For a little while. To do an adventure. Not to stay forever, John. And John, you used to come home to see me and your family.
For visits, Mary. For visits. Won't we be back for visits too?
It's different now, John. There are the children to think about. And America's so far away. Johnny's a good worker. He kept things up while you were gone. And he's still a child. Who knows? Maybe one day he'd want the farm.
Johnny did a boy's work here, Mary. It's a man's. Johnny would be fine in America. Sure, he's more like myself than you realize.
He worked hard and never complained.
He did his best. I know that. But we both know it was me brother Billy that ran the farm while I was gone. Billy has a farmer's mind. He loves the work. From the day he could walk, he was in them fields working with me dad. He knows this land like the back of his hand. Tis in his blood and his heart. Tisn't in mine, and never has been.
You're a fine farmer, John. You've done wonders with the land. You put yourself into the work and made improvements every year.
I did what needed to be done to keep the farm on its feet. After my father's death, my mum needed me. I wanted to go back to London, but it wasn't in the cards to help me.
You said you wanted to stay to help rear the younger ones.
I did, Mary. Don't take me wrong. It was my responsibility as the oldest. Besides, there was no money for hired help.
When we married, we agreed to stay on the farm with your man.
And did we? And when our own children came, I made farming my way of life. I had to. I had no other choice. Even after my mum died, I worked the land. It's not for me, so it's not. On paper, this land is mine. But only on paper. It's right to Billy's land.
It's your land, John. You're the oldest. You kept the farm.
I'm not a farmer, Mary. I don't want to be tied to it. I'm sure of that now than ever in my life. Billy's no desire to be anywhere but here. And look at him, working up in the shop up above in the village. Sure, he's wasted there.
He doesn't complain.
Because he has a job, and a wife, and a child to support. Neither of us are where we belong, Mary. Billy belongs on the farm. 'Tis in his blood. 'Tisn't in mine. I know if I don't go back to America now, I never will. There won't be another chance.
But it's so final, John. Once we leave, once you sign those papers, there's no turning back. Could you not just let the land out to Billy for a few years to see if we make a go of it in America?
Mary, I can't do that. It wouldn't be fair to Billy. He deserves his chance, and I deserve mine. I'd given up hope that I could ever do anything other than farming. The uncles made it possible for us to start a new life in America. I've been there long enough to know I can provide for us.
But John,
Mary, you know when I left, I'd only a few pounds in my pocket. It was all we could afford for me to take away. But God knows I was ambitious and eager. I started working at the job the uncle arranged for me 2 days after I landed. I was eager to make good.
I know you worked hard, John. I know you're a hard worker.
There. That's not all. I was luckier than most. The uncle gave me a room in his house at no cost. It was a generous thing to do. Pay my way. I gave him the rent for my pay every week. I worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3. And I gave my time painting his house as well. I wanted to prove to him that his trust in me was well placed, and that I'd never be a burden on himself or the state. I'm not complaining, Mary. I wanted to prove to myself more than anyone that I wasn't on a fool's journey. I had to know I could provide for my family. Sure, I couldn't ask you and the children to come if I wasn't sure of myself.
Are you sure? Are you saying you won't consider staying here?
It took a long time before I began to feel confident. After paying the rent, sending money home to you, taking care of my needs, there was nothing left over at the end of the week. I doubted myself plenty. But then one week, there was a small bit left over. Mary had took that money down to a bank and opened a savings account. I don't mind saying I was proud to make that first deposit. From that day on, I tried to put a little in every week, no matter how small. I'll soon have enough saved for airplane tickets for you and the children. Mary, by summer we'll be together.
Summer? That's soon.
I want you all with me.
But John, I've never lived anywhere but here. My family is here. My sisters, Anne and Bridget and their families. My brother Joseph and his family. My aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbours, friends. My parents' graves. I miss so much. I've been happy here and so have the children. What if it doesn't work out for us in America?
It will work, Mary. I have a good job with the electric, with a chance to advance.
I know that, John. I don't want to be standing in your way. It's just... John, I'm afraid. Afraid I'll miss you or never be a part of there.
Oh, Mary, I can't explain it all to you. You'll have to trust me. Is where I want us to be. Listen here to me. We'll make a new home. I don't want our family to be apart any longer. It'll take a bit of getting used to, but you will like it. I'll not give up this opportunity.
Will I, John? Will I? Leaving everyone and everything I care about. On my bits and pieces.
Our own family will be together. That's what's important. Now, there won't be room to take much, but bring a few things. As much as you can find space for in your suitcase. I won't object. Trust me, Mary. I won't let you down.
Here's the eggs, Mammy. We still need to get it from the shop.
Good girl, Katie. Bring him here to me.
I'll leave you two ladies to your baking, so I will.
Can I put the egg in, Mammy?
You can, but Carly can do that there dish first.
I remember, Mammy.
Here's the sauce, Mammy. Is it enough or will I bring in more?
'Tis fine, lad. Now, in goes the egg and a handful of currants, too.
Are you putting currants in the bread for Christmas, Mammy? And treat...
Indeed. Go on with you now. God's waiting for you.
I like our decoration. Tis well we made extra. Will Uncle Billy and Aunt be calling today, do you think? I wonder what's in this package. Tis from London, England. Tis from Mrs. Joseph Burke. Who's that, Mammy?
Your Auntie Nora. She's lovely handwriting. Careful now, don't take the box. We'll open it in the morning. Put it down there now.
I like Christmas. The house smells so good, and everyone is happy. I went to sing and dance, and I'm excited waiting all the time for Sandy. Doesn't the tree smell lovely? Christmas story from my...
We will, of course, Katie.
And listen to Sandy on the radio with that.
We will, Katie, later, after tea. Now, I'll put the package down there now.
I like our house, but Mammy, I can't wait to be going to America. Are you happy about America?
There'll be lots of opportunities for you children. How do you like America, do you think?
I will. I will like it even more than here. It'll all be wonderful. I won't have to write letters to Dad anymore. I'll see him every day. And we'll all be together. See big buildings and even staircases, and get to fly in an aeroplane, and see white sidewalks, and it's going to be so exciting. What are you doing?
Be an adventure. There now?
Don't be forgetting the cross, Mammy.
And why across, Katie?
You letting the fairies out.
Right you are. Now into the oven with it. Come away now, we'll get these things cleaned up. We still have the apple tart, the stuffing for the goose, and the trifle to be done. Before we know it, it'll be time for Christmas Mass, and the visitors will be calling.
And Santa, Mammy. Don't be forgetting Santa will be calling too.
minute. I'm sure there's lots of crowds and long lines. Everyone doing their last-minute shopping, but don't worry, they'll be here soon.
I just thought they'd be back by now. We've been here over an hour, but you're right, the stores are crowded and there are long lines. I'm just glad we went when we did.
Well, Ma, you know Granddad. He probably stopped to wish everyone in the store a happy Christmas. It's not like no one knows who he is.
I'll put the kettle on.
Oh, good idea, Meg. How about some hot chocolate, too? And some of your fresh gold.
Granddad, let me take that for you.
Oh, we're having tea. I've been looking forward to that. And fresh baked bread then, Katie, huh? Cold outside. I wouldn't be surprised if it was snow tonight.
And hot chocolate, man! And marshmallows! And some of Grant's famous Christmas cookies!
You bet. After your sandwiches. Now, come on, off you go with those. Hey, John, where's Johnny?
Oh, he's lagging behind. I should have bought him one of those gift certificates for a gymnasium. It's out of shape.
I am not out of shape. I stopped to talk to Jill and Harry, and you went off without me.
I beat you home, admit it.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. Now, where's my tea and bread?
Are you two at it again? Come on, tea and hot chocolate, sandwiches in the kitchen.
Oh, that sounds good. Oh, never mind, son. I'll let you win the next time.
What a character! I wanted to take the car, but oh no, he wouldn't get in the car. So we walked all the way to the store and back. Walked. He wouldn't get in the car, so we walked. But seriously, I did have to stop to talk to the Woods and Jill and Harry, and he didn't wait for me. He snuck away with the kids, and he must have run all the way back because I started running and I couldn't catch up with them.
You were running?
Okay. Walking fast, all right? So he is in better shape than I am.
You want a cuppa?
Yes, please. Could you bring a couple of mugs out here?
Sure, sure. Hey, what's up?
50 years, Kate. It's been 50 years since we arrived. Where did the time go? Do you ever think about us over there?
Sure, sometimes.
Well, you were younger, so I don't suppose you had too many memories.
Oh, no, I have lots of memories. What's got you thinking about those days?
Well, I was thinking about it since I picked up little Sarah Rose the other day. She was so excited. She couldn't wait to open her book bag to show me the red and green paper chain she made at school, like we used to do at Christmas time to do up the house back home. And for some reason, in a flash, it was 1962, and I was back there. 50 years ago, and I was a kid again. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I have vivid memories from our last Christmas at home. We were so excited. Dad had gotten home late the night before. And Christmas Eve morning and breakfast, we were all together. We were so happy to have him back. I remember making bread with Ma'am like it was yesterday.
Ma'am taught you well how to make the bread.
Oh, I could never make it the way she did. I must have stood next to her half a dozen times out there in the kitchen, making her put what she scooped out with her hand into a separate bowl so I could measure it and write it down. Each time, different amount of sugar, different amount of flour. I finally gave up. You know, to her it was all the feel of the dough in her hand. It wasn't something you could write down.
Well, it tastes like Ma'am's bread to me, and I'm not just saying that.
Well, I'm not sure I believe you, but thank you.
You know, Da and I went out to tend the animals and to replace the handle on a bucket that morning. And I learned a lot more than how to replace a handle. What I was learning, while we were working, Da was talking. He was just talking about life. But what I was learning about was being a man, how to take responsibility, how to plan for the future and take risks, how to take care of your family, I didn't realize it at the time, but I knew what he was saying was important. And as I grew up, I realized that becoming a man started back on that day. I learned that sometimes you have to leave a place and things you love and be brave enough to take a chance to make a better life for your family. And those lessons were taught while shaping a handle. I think the old man planned it, telling me...
How could he have known to pick up on that? You were pretty young.
You know, we didn't bring much with us when we came here. But you know what I brought? The memory of that old bucket in my head. It was always filled with life's lessons.
Remember Ma'am brought the holy picture? And the tablecloth for special occasions?
Yes.
And the mixing bowl? And the angel? Oh.
Indeed.
What's this, Doc?
It's a quarter, Johnny. It's a quarter of $1 American dollar. So,
And the dollars are 100 American cents.
right you are, Katie. Now, Johnny, how much is a quarter worth?
25 cents.
That's you, Katie. Good man, so you are, Johnny O.
Hey, Doc, what's the value of an Irish money?
Using American money now, so we will. Remember that.
I will, Doc. His money looking money just the same. The penny's very small.
And this is all the same color. Our money is prettier, so...
You'll get used to it quick enough, don't fear. Bless you, Katie.
Well, now I've finished the stuffing for the goose. First thing in the morning before Mass, I'll put it into roast so. Johnny, I'll need a big bucket of turf for all the cooking tomorrow.
Yes, Mammy, I'll bet you plenty.
The trays was made. And oh, Dad, isn't it lovely? Maybe let me make the spoon after the custard.
No fear, so.
Didn't I leave you a treat too, the spoon after whipping the cream?
Thank you, Mammy.
Go on with me now, the two of you. Tomorrow after church, Keith and I will do up the veg. We eat potatoes, carrots, parsnips, turnips, and cabbage from the garden. 'Tis a lovely fat goose. I put aside the feathers for a pillow. I suppose I won't be needing them this year. I'll give them to old Julia so. She's always making quilts, she'll use them. Katie did her best helping me pour feathers, but pulling feathers is hard work for a child. But there'll be plenty of the goose left for another meal for ourselves. I hope I haven't forgotten anything.
When we were down to get the messages, the shops were generous. They gave us a fine Christmas, so didn't Liam say he and Breda would call in tonight? The bottle of sherry we got from the butcher's will serve us well, I said. Breda likes her drop of sherry, and I porter got from Keen's chemist too. Now, the shops are always generous with the regulars come Christmas.
I've plenty of Jacob's Scotton, and a cut a bit of cake and bread too, because you know if they come, a few more are sure to follow.
Right.
Everyone knows we'll be leaving again in 2 days, and they'll be wanting to say their goodbyes. We won't see you until God knows when.
We'll be back for a visit, Mary. I promise you that, so I will. I will have to work hard, but sure, that's no problem. We both know hard work. We'll put a bit aside for the trip each week, and who knows, maybe in a few years. Why, won't we be back for a visit?
In 2 years, you mean that, John?
Right.
That's possible. But we really come back that soon. With money going for the rent and the messages, it's going to be big expenses we've been having. We know chickens for eggs or cows for milk and butter. We had a bit of land for potatoes and carrots to help.
We'll be fine there. The house where we live in has furniture, and it's close to shops, and to my work, and to school for Johnny and Katie. I told you, we'll be paying no rent, or we'll be taking care of the house for the owner. This is enough. Sure, I'll get another job at night. I'm strong and I'm able, Mary. Besides, a job with the electric company pays a good, steady wage. And there's room for advancing. I will be fine, Mary.
It will be strange, John, having people we don't know live in a bog next to us. Will they mind us, do you think?
Not at all. I told you. One of the families in the house is Irish. Pat and Maureen. They're lovely people. With 4 young ones for our Johnny and Katie to play with. They're nice young children. And they're looking forward to meeting our own. Maureen said she'd show you around the shops, help you in any way she can. And you'll like them, Mary, you'll see. You know, one night, about a fortnight ago, They asked me out to an Irish club. It's a small, homely place. Plenty of friendly Irish and Americans. It was a bit like stepping back home for a visit when I got me pint at the bar. A very crack altogether. You know, Mary, I'd say we could join that club. Pat says it's not too dear, and he'd sponsor me so. We will make friends, Mary. You'll see.
I know, John, but...
And they have Kayleys and Feshes and dinners. And I'd say, Kate, you could take dancing lessons.
Haley's, really? Oh, John, could we afford to go?
We can, Mary. It won't be all work all the time. You'll see.
How far will we be from Boston, John? Will we be very far? If we could travel there sometime, we could meet my mother's cousin, Father Patrick. He came for a visit when I was a child. He was a kind man. Could be a bit of family for me.
Boston's a good long way away. We need to travel by train. I will think about it, so I'd say not straight away. Someday, Mary, someday.
Would you bring the pictures of that house here to me to look at again?
Now, the house doesn't look like much, but you'll soon make it a home. You make a good life there, Mary. Tis a good start.
That range is nothing like our own. Sure, look at all those knobs. For what, I wonder? Oh, Arthur, I hope I can learn to use it. The table will suit us just fine. All the presses. I've never seen so many in my born days. There's plenty of room altogether. I wish I could be bringing me sewing machine down. It would be handy. I could be making the clothes for the children. From this life here. People calling in every day. Do people call in, do you suppose?
They will, to be sure. I heard the women in the neighborhood have something they call a coffee clutch, where they sit round the table drinking coffee and tea.
Like here, only without that fancy name.
Yeah.
I've never had coffee, John. Does everyone drink it? Will it be safe to leave the door open so the neighbors know we're home, or would it be dangerous?
Mary, you worry too much. No sense borrowing trouble, girl.
I suppose. There's so much whizzing in my head. Didn't my mom always say, 'tis a woman who makes a house a home?
Hey, John, did I pull the cracker tonight?
Oh, crackers, didn't I forget? I forgot to buy the crackers. Will O'Connor's have some left, I wonder? I'll run right down.
Can I come with you, Mammy?
You can, of course. Should we all go in now instead of later for confession, do you think?
No, Mary. There are a few things I need to do first. I'll be going in later.
I'll be staying with Dad, Mommy. I'll be coming with him, so.
All right, then. I hope I haven't forgotten anything else. There's many crackers I want to eat. We're taking up. Come on, let's go. Here, let me look at you, Annie. Oh, are you excited?
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Miss Duck is making flip-flop.
Oh, you got butterflies in your tummy. You look so pretty.
You like when there's dancing? It's kind of hard to do, but I like it.
I do indeed.
I love being an angel.
More like a little devil in disguise.
Mike. Oh, he's only teasing her. And you. He knows you think the sun rises and sets on her head. Jack is the devil in this family. It's lucky he was chosen to be a shepherd.
He's not, Megan. There's not an ounce of devil in either one of these beautiful children.
There's your old shepherd man.
I don't remember where I
honey,
left my beard,
honey.
but it's okay because Granda and I made a new one. It's unique, like me. Right, Granda?
I think it's perfect.
Oh, no.
Nobody else will have one like it.
What a couple of silly clowns. You encourage them. You, John.
Leave me out of this.
They're only a child for such a short time, you know.
Can I keep it? Please,
It
Mommy.
wouldn't stay on. It would be all messy in no time. Mike.
I think we better go wash your face off. I'll see if I can help you find your beard, okay?
Oh, Daddy, please, can I keep it?
No, I'm afraid not.
But I want to keep it. Just until I get to the church so I can show the other kids, and then I'll wash it off.
Well-
Daddy, please?
Maybe?
That wouldn't be a good idea, Mike. Father George wants all the children dressed in their costumes and ready to go. Jackie won't have time to wash his face. Right, Granddad?
I think your mommy's right, son. I forgot Father George wants everybody to be ready at the same time. It wouldn't be fair to the others.
Oh, wait, I have an idea. Why don't we take a picture of you with the beard and Granddad? Since it was his idea in the first place. All right, ready? Everyone smile, say shaving cream beard. All right, wait, one more for good luck. Shaving cream beard. Oh, that's good. What do you think?
All right, come on, I'll get Jackie cleaned up. You find the beard, Mike.
Oh, it might be under the pillow in Granddad's room.
Gotcha. Thank you, Uncle John.
Granddad, he'll never change. I, for one, the older he gets, the more fun he's having. I, for one, wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, I want to show that picture to Jerry tonight when he Skypes.
We'll make it happen.
I can't wait to see him. Afghanistan is so far away.
Oh, good. I'm sorry. I have to take this. Hello? Billy, where are you? Well, you shouldn't be talking while you're driving. Oh, what? Tracy's driving. Fine. Does she know how to get you around D.C.? Yes, I know you have the GPS, but they aren't always right. Do you have the directions that I sent you? Good, good. Yeah, sure, put him on. Hi, Timmy. An indoor pool, huh? Oh, well, it sounds like it was a lot of fun. Yes, I'm sure.
Here comes Aunt Susan, Danny, Pat, Sarah Rose. Oh, look how many presents they have. I hope one's for me.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Poppy. It's really cold out.
Oh, your nose is cold.
It's gonna snow, Poppy. Heard it in the radio.
Won't that be nice? A white Christmas.
Yep, I love the snow. We can make snowmen and angels in the yard.
Wonderful.
Hey,
Hey, that's it. Hey, give me that thing.
put it away, Danny, and say hello to Poppy properly. Hi, Dad.
It's all right.
Oh, the house is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Poppy. Hi, Poppy.
Hey, Daddy. Sarah Rose, Pat, come quick into Granddad's room. I've something to show all of you. Come on. Oh, Danny boy.
Well, how's it going? And what's going on here?
Shaving cream beard and mustache.
Really? Boys, I'm glad we could all be here together on Peggy. Everyone except Jerry. Oh, his unit wasn't on the list to come over Christmas after all. We were hoping, but Johnny's Billy and Tracy and their three, and Marie and Dave and their kids will be here. So it'll be a full house after all, just like Ma'am used to like, right?
Yeah, she's always with us, isn't she?
She is. Actually, I know she is.
We all have a lot of special memories.
But, how you really doing? I'm okay, but I'll feel better when I hear Jerry's voice tonight. He's going to Skype. So at least we'll get to see him and talk to him. Well, I hope. We haven't heard from him in over a week.
Oh, he'll be back soon, Aunt Katie. You know he will.
Why, can't you imagine? I don't even want to imagine what it would be like having my son away fighting a war. Well, I hope I never know. Oh, I hope you never do. I hope none of you ever do. With those explosions so near his headquarters, it's got me worrying.
You can see it, Mommy. Dad, get the shaving cream beard.
I don't know who's worse, the grandfathers or the children. So, are they all set? Oh, yes, I had Megan start getting them ready.
And come on, kids, I got the finishing touches out here. Me first, Mom, and they'll all align my part. Well, duh. Big deal. All do.
Hey, Danny. Hold still. Where's Megan? Megan, I need your help here.
How do I look?
Weird. What do you think? Just because you have a costume on doesn't mean you don't look weird and embarrassing.
I look cool. You like my beard, Daddy?
Sure, kid.
Do I look weird and embarrassing, Mommy? I don't want anyone to laugh at me.
Oh, you look so pretty, Sarah Rose. Ignore him.
Yes, you look just the way you're supposed to look.
Yeah, weird and embarrassing.
Danny, enough. No more. Got it? What I said, got it?
Got it.
Father's work is we have to know all our lines. That's why we have so many rehearsals. And he says we have to be on time. No latecomers.
The Branigans are bringing their baby to be Jesus. She's so cute, but I hope she doesn't cry and spoil everything. It doesn't make sense.
How does a girl get to be Jesus? It should have been a boy.
So we wrapped it to blanket. No one will even know she's a girl.
Well, I know, and so does everybody else who knows their brothers, Chris and Matt. That big secret, you know. It's gonna be pretty lame. Glad about this with me.
Well, actually, you're not taking your phone with you. Hand it
But
over.
Mom, I'll put it away before the show starts.
Hand it over.
But I'll turn it off. I'll put it on vibrate.
No, Danny, that's not happening. I'll hold it. You don't need it now.
Well, that's good. What if one of my friends needs to talk to me?
You don't need to talk to them, and they can call you back. End of discussion. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
You all look so nice. Hey, Mike, I think we need a group picture, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone, get by the tree there. Mom, you and Uncle Johnny and Granddad. Granddad, where's Granddad?
Granddad.
Granddad, get the picture there.
Leave me alone.
All right, everyone, tighten it up a little bit.
Here we are.
All right, say Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas. The flashes are
Oh, very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
I'm singing my favorite Christmas song.
Oh, which one is it, Eddie?
Away in Nature. Christmas
I like
song. It's about baby Jesus.
That's one of my favorites too, Annie. How about you give us a preview and sing it for us?
You want to? I do. Me too.
I want to. Well, hold on then. Just everybody hold on. Just in case you forgot, I'm the narrator. I'm confused.
What you do, Daddy? Go ahead.
And it came to pass, upon them a child was born, and they wrapped him in the swaddling and laid him in the manger. Well, what are you waiting for? Sing.
We can't.
Why not? I give you your cue.
We're waiting for the music.
Well, Jackie, if you're waiting for the music, you won't be singing.
Wait. I think I can start you off. Come on, down here. Okay, you ready, Granddad? Can you see them? You ready?
Away in a manger, so great for his death. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
Very proud of all you.
I think it's time to get our coats on and be on our way.
We better hurry. Father George is absolutely no latecomer.
Well, that's right. You said you want to do some kind of quick run-through. On Katie, Dad, want to ride with us?
No. We're waiting for your Uncle Tom to pick us up.
Hey, Mike, can you take some pictures at the church? I want to show Jerry tonight.
Yep, I plan on taking some for the paper. I've got my camera.
Since when have you not ever had your camera, cousin?
Very funny. Just say thank you. Granddad, why don't you come with us? We've got plenty of room in our car.
Car! What's wrong with your legs? I walk to church every day of my life and I'm walking to see. Who's walking?
You're on your own.
The kids, they already left.
Hold up, kids. Danny, you take care of this one there.
All right. Come on, girls. Let's get going here.
Long and wild. Yeah, when Uncle Tom comes, you're gonna be saving us front row seats.
I've got it. Wouldn't be home without it.
That's good.
Where is everyone?
Ah, they just left. Oh, your hands are freezing.
It's cold out there. You know, they're forecasting snow.
Yes, I heard.
Am I late?
No, we're fine. You want a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I just had one. But you know what I would love? One of those scones in the kitchen with a little butter.
Cup of coffee, Jerry?
Yes, if we have time, I'd love one. No, you're not late at all, Tom. You know Doc. He wanted to walk.
I always said your dad would have made a great cop on the beat. He was just the kind of guy they wanted. You know, always out amongst the people, making friends, building trust. He knew everybody's name.
I don't think he'd have made many arrests. He'd be straightening them out in the streets with a good talking to.
Yeah, and that might have worked in the 60s. Nowadays, no, I'm not so sure. He still would try, though, wouldn't he?
That he would.
Always in such great shape. You know, I imagine all those years of reading meters for the electric company really built up his legs, and later when he got into management, all that dancing he did, and still does.
And the Gaelic football he played down at the park all those years. It was our regular Sunday outing during the season. He had legs like a donkey, and he's stubborn as one to boot.
You know, I am so happy they started a league for the kids. You know, I never played much myself, but I love watching the kids play. Young Danny's turned into quite a ball player, and pretty soon our little Jackie will be out there.
The kids aren't bad for a bunch of Yanks.
Well, I'm really more of a fan, but I must say, I do love going down to the club, a little Irish breakfast, watch the games coming in from Ireland. A couple of pints isn't too bad either.
Not bad at all. So you have some time off now, do you?
I do. Well, as much time as I ever get. You know, when I'm away, I can really relax. They can't get me on the phone, but here, not so much.
Being chief of police isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Well, it has its good points, but this isn't one of them.
I'm sorry. I have to take this. It means Marie. Hello. Yes, Marie.
Your phone better not ring. If anybody calls you, I'm going to tell them you're not here, that you went on vacation.
I'm afraid that won't work. But in April, when we go back to the old sod, that will be a vacation. You know, I always relax when I'm there. So do you, my dear. Every time you go, your face gets all glowing, your skin gets soft, and your eyes sparkle. Especially when you see your old cousins and the old house.
Soft, glowing, eyes sparkling. Thomas Daniel, you are one with the gift of Blarney.
No Blarney here. I deal in the facts, man. Just the facts.
Do I really get like that?
Every time we go.
It's the house that does it. I love going back to the house and seeing everyone. You're right, I do relax. Oh, please God, by April, Jerry will be home, so I won't have to worry about him. That would be wonderful. You know, right here is home, but I'll always be from Ireland. When I go back there and my feet touch the ground, I am home to my roots.
You know, the many good things that happened to me, that fateful St. Patrick's dance, when the lovely Katie first caught my eye and agreed to dance with me wearing that silly Queen of the Dance crown, boy was I proud. And later, when I convinced you to marry me, we went to Ireland on our honeymoon. You know, you and your family helped me reconnect with my family in Ireland.
I think my family had already checked out your family before we arrived. Just sort of tying the bits together.
You know, it still amazes me that one of my cousins, twice removed, is a police officer, or more properly put, a Garda captain.
What a bonus that he's a golfer, too, right?
Oh, we played some great courses. Now that's what I call relaxing. So, you know, while I can't say that I know exactly how you feel, I can do say that I feel my roots when my feet touch the ground.
That was Marie. They're in Jersey. They stop for a bite to eat. All is well with them. And I think we'd better get going too. You know, parking is always a problem.
Well, we could always walk, like your dad.
We'll take the car, thank you. Da's about the walking, not me.
Oh, he and Ma'am used to walk every day, rain or shine, until she got sick. And you know, he started it up again. I think it's good for him.
All the familiar places and people. You know, he still comes down to the station every once in a while. Always comes with something, hot dogs, donuts, something. Everybody loves seeing him. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Car's out back.
I remember how Mom and Dad used to come together. And she would sing very
We'll take a break. We'll refill these, so.
Can we play a lot of music in America, Dad?
Our music, you mean?
What kind of you're teaching me?
A fair amount. A fair amount. Drink that up now, and you'll get some energy. The uncle's house is open to anyone to call in and play a tune. There's some fine sessions on Sunday evenings. All ages sitting together. Great crack. That's like a bit of home over there, I suppose. It would be good for you to play some. A musician is always a welcome guest. And singing a tune won't hurt either.
I'll keep practicing, Dad, even after you leave. I like playing. I like playing with you, Dad. Dad, why are you leave so soon?
Things are different in America, son. People get back to work right after the Christmas sowing. Not like here. You have a good job there, John. I don't want to lose it. You remember I told you 'tis a long journey back.
I remember, Dad. Did you say days?
Ah, that's right. It'll take me one whole day to get to the airport in Shannon. I leave at night, and the flight is a long one before it lands in New York.
How long does it take to fly to New York, Dad?
Well now, the stop in Greenland for fuel. About 12 hours, I'd say.
Greenland? Where's that, Dad? Will you show me the map, so? We'll be stopping there, too.
You will, son. It won't be a long stop, but you'll have time to stretch your legs anyway. Then there's the drive from the airport to the house. If the weather's snowing, the traffic might be slowed by the sanding trucks.
Sanding trucks? What are sanding trucks, Dad? How do they slow things down?
Yeah, sanding trucks. They be big lorries that they sand down on the roads to melt the snow to make it safer to drive so. But it slows down the traffic following the lorries, which, Johnny, in America, is called a truck. Soon there are long lines of motor cars behind, going very slowly on the turnpikes.
What's turnpikes, Dad?
Turnpikes. It's like 6 roads running side by side. 3 going the one way, 3 coming back the other. You'll see. It's hard to picture. Now you'll see for yourself soon enough. I'll be meeting you at the big airport in New York, and we'll be driving on a turnpike.
We'll be on a turnpike with trucks, Dad?
Yes. A long turnpike, with trucks and many motor cars. It's a bit of a drive, but my uncle has a fine car. He'll drive us home.
What kind of car is it, Dad?
A Chevrolet. A big blue one with white on top and white sidewall tires.
Big enough for all those Andrews suitcases, Dad?
Big enough, Johnny.
How long will it take us to get home, Dad? Is it very far? Will we see the big buildings?
It'll take a couple of hours, I'd say. Depending on the traffic. Sometimes even in good weather, there are a lot of cars on the highway. Especially when people are let out of their jobs in the evening time. And big buildings, well, we'll be going over a big bridge across a wide river. It is called the Whitestone Bridge. From the bridge, you'll see loads of big buildings. You'll even see the tallest building in New York, the Empire State Building.
The Empire State Building. It even sounds big. Is it in New York?
It's in New York City. When it gets dark there are more lights than you can imagine.
Have you been to New York City, Dad?
No, son, I haven't. I've only driven by. But one day we'll take a train into New York, and I'll take you to the top of the Empire State Building. They say the view from there is not forgotten easily. Walk over the city and see the sights. It's a busy place, with more to see than we can see in the one day. They have a big church there called St. Patrick's. I'd like to see that myself. And there's Rockefeller Center, where every Christmas they put up the biggest Christmas tree they can find. An enormous tree. Every Christmas. I've seen a picture of it in the newspapers. And I won't be forgetting the Great White Way, so-called. It's where all the Broadway theaters are.
Gee, it all sounds exciting, Dad. I wish I could join you now. But I know Matt needs me here to help with the work.
That's right, Johnny. I mean, need you. But soon, Johnny. Soon. Maybe one day we'll go down to Washington, D.C. to meet the President, John F. Kennedy. It's where his family lives.
Will we meet the President, Dad?
Actually, no, son. We'll go by the White House anyway. They let people take a tour around. Have a look at the place.
Jamie told me there's gold on the streets in New York. Real gold and it's all shiny and...
There's no gold in them streets. But I hear they put something in the cement to make the sidewalks sparkle a bit. A long time ago, people saw that sparkle and thought it was gold.
I can hardly wait, Dad. I'm ready to so excited.
You'll like it there. There'll be loads of opportunities for you. And I'll be wanting you to work hard in your studies, so you'll have even more opportunities. It's important, Johnny.
I'll work hard, Dad. I like school.
I know you will, son.
Dad, will we have a car?
No. There'll be no money for a car. That won't be for a good long while. But don't we have our good strong legs to get us around? Driving a car will make you weak. Walking is good for your lungs and good for your legs. It builds you up and keeps you healthy. Sure, I try to walk as many places as I can.
How close is the schoolhouse, Dad?
About 8 fields away, I'd say. And my work, about 12 fields. Sure, it's nothing at all. There are plenty of shops nearby, and city buses to get you to places that are too far to walk. Sure, no need in the world for a car.
Are there many fields in America, Dad? Are they green like here?
No, son, not where we'll be living. It's just mostly houses close together, like in town, with sidewalks and a fair amount of trees. There are some places where there are fields for farming, but not where we'll be.
But Dad, you said this coast was 8 fields away.
I meant in distance, Johnny. My mind measures everything in fields.
I think I'll like walking down the sidewalks to the school, Dad. My legs won't be getting wet like we do be going to the field when it's raining.
True enough, Johnny. True enough. Drink that up now, and we'll get back to playing. It'll be grand to play a tune together and sing. Yep. Remember to tap that foot so, which will help you stay in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, good. A little faster.
It's all charged up. Just hope it stays there.
Don't worry, I got the power cord in my pocket just in case. We are not going to miss Jerry's call.
With it here, we can all gather around so you can see us.
He's fine, Katie, fine. I'm sure he'll be home with the next lunch. They said on the news tonight that no new casualties have been reported. I'm sure he's fine.
I don't know, Johnny, I don't know. I try not to worry, I really do. I just can't help it. I miss him so much. I was just hoping he'd be one of the ones sent home for Christmas. 18 months is a long time. It's hard on his wife Sharon, too. I just wish they could both.
Hard on all of us. You know, we Skype once a week, but there's only so much you can say, and it's just not the same as sitting down in the same room and having a conversation.
You know, I wonder does all this Skyping make things harder or easier, being so involved with things here? When I was in Vietnam, my buddies were like that. Sure, I wrote letters home, and I was always happy to receive them, but the only ones who really understood what was going on were my buddies. They were the ones I could really talk to. We had a bond. Now, with all these gadgets, well, Jerry can practically be in your home.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I don't know the right answer, but I can say we like it. It lets us see his face and hear his voice. Gives Peggy a chance to give him a good look over every time he calls, too.
So does Sharon. So does Tom, but he won't admit it. Look, this way at least we can share some of our Christmas with him. And so can Sharon and her family.
I suppose I'm looking forward to getting a look at him too, if truth be told.
You know, I'm sorry your Catherine won't be here tonight to say hi to Sharon. But I'm so glad she was able to make it to the church, to the pageant. Kids were thrilled. They did a good job, didn't they?
They did indeed. Mike is going to email her photos, and I'm betting she'll be sharing them with everyone tomorrow.
She's a good woman, John.
She is.
The heart of gold. Not to mention pierogies. Our John is
Oh, yeah.
She made dozens of them the other day, with Billy and his family coming from Florida, and Marie and hers from Tennessee, and you and your brood and Doc. They'll be gone in one sitting.
Do you remember the first time she served them to Don, ma'am? They didn't know what to make of them.
The next thing we knew, they were going for seconds. She made sure she made the ones with the cheese and the onion in them, and they loved them. She still makes extra for Doc and puts them in his freezer.
Your Catherine is one terrific cook. And her stuffed cabbage are amazing. And just thinking about them makes my mouth water.
I think you're hungry, Don.
I think I'm hungry for some of Catherine's stuffed cabbage and pierogies. When will she be here?
11, and back in again at 7 a.m.
Guess I'll have to settle for a burger.
Hey, she won't miss the grandkids opening their gifts, will she?
Oh, not at all. They'll be up by 5 a.m. She'll have to sleep fast, as Matt would say. But she wouldn't miss the gift opening.
You know, if I pick her up, I might get her home a little sooner.
You know, Tom, I'd like to take you up on that offer, especially with the snow coming.
Done. And if there are any problems on the road, I'll know about it. I'll tell you what. I'll bring her to work in the morning and bring her back here in time for dinner. How's that for service?
Terrific.
All that for the promise of some stuffed cabbage and pierogies.
Well, I don't know about that. I wouldn't want you to be accused of taking a bribe now.
I'll take a chance.
Why have you decided to drive? I don't see them anywhere.
I told you would be. They'll be dilly-dallying all the way back, talking to everyone Don knows, friends and characters alike.
I felt guilty, but I didn't want to miss Jerry's call. You know Doc can't pass a soul he knows without a happy Christmas and some chat. He'll probably come here with a whole bunch of people. God love him.
God love him.
I think it's a fine idea, so it's a special night after all.
Ah, it was a beautiful service. All the candles on the altar. Oh, it's giving such a feeling of celebration and peace. Everyone in their Christmas finery. I'm so glad Bria and Liam are coming tonight, John.
Liam and Bria are fine people and good neighbors. Liam's been a good friend all my life. Someone I could count on all these years gone by. We've jumped over many a fence since our boyhood, and our fathers, and their fathers before us. Here we are.
There.
There.
It's a nice little toy in there. Oh, and a crown.
Can I have the Christmas candle, Doc? I'm old enough.
So you are, son. Get to match now, pull over the stove.
Katie, help me fill these glasses. Oh, that's enough of that one here.
From that, Johnny. Katie, there, come here to me. Look out there. Canvas, as far as your eyes can see. Do you know I've seen that sight every Christmas since I was a young lad? I look forward to seeing it every year. It's something I'll always remember, no matter where I am. It is worth remembering.
I always remember too, Doc.
Me too.
And me. And me. I've seen it all my life. Just Christmas.
Remember you, Doc? Katie has something for you. Come on, Katie.
What do you suppose they're up to now? There's been whispering all day. Oh, the tree looks grand. I know it is unusual for us to have one, but the children found it themselves. The house looks so festive all done up. And a candle. Get some bread and be cocktail. It's fine, Brian. It's fine. God has a plan. I just need a bit of time to get used to it.
Remember you, Doc? This is such a Christmas. This won't be here next year.
That'll be an
Wait,
American.
I'm talking to her. One second. Keep that Mrs. Special for you. Come on. Hand it over.
Oh, what do we wait till the morning?
No, open it now.
Open it tonight, Annie.
Would be best now.
I will then, I will.
We made it. Daddy and me together.
Oh,
Do you not like it?
no. Just lovely.
Why are you crying?
They're happy tears, Katie. Happy tears. She's lovely.
There's a lot of hard work went into that, I'll tell you.
You see, Nanny the lake, I took the tour to kind of shot 6 times instead of comedy.
What clever children you are. She's lovely. Will we put her on the tree straight away?
Yes. Dr. Yuri.
I will. Your help. Come here, pretty Katie. Ready now? Hand it up to her, son.
Oh, she's beautiful. I wanted an angel for the top of the tree. She's a very special angel, but will always be special to me. Your grandchildren all together. Now off you go, fetch your stockings and wash them and put them in the hot press. Bring them here to me till I see if they're dry. I've boiled a thing of comic for Johnny, and I've knitted a warm hat for Katie, and some hair ribbons for her as well, some sweets and fruits.
And I brought you all a special tree from America, but you won't be getting it till the morning.
Here they are, Mammy.
I hope Santa brings me something special.
Ah, they're dry. Good. Now up you go. Take them to your beds for Santy to find, but come right back. I'll be needing help with the food before it gets come calling.
Go on now. What's this now?
Oh, it's a very big crowd. I'll help out enough for all of them. Come in. Happy Christmas. Oh, look, the red children are a couple days early.
Happy Christmas! Come on, come in. Happy Christmas!
So glad. Oh,
Are you well? Happy Christmas! Are you well? Come in! Come in! Come in!
Have a little music there.
Happy Christmas! Have something!
Let's get
Oh,
going.
yes, have a cup.
Not a drink! Not a drink! How about you? How about a biscuit? Have a biscuit! All right. Here. Have a biscuit! Have a biscuit! Happy Christmas! Fantastic! Fantastic!
Good stuff here.
What way? What way? How long is it?
Elvis, you didn't forget us.
And how could I ever forget the likes of you, Katie, and you such a little dope? Johnny, come here to me. You've grown like the weeds in the barley since I saw you last. I've been hearing how you tended the land while your now was away.
You heard about it?
Indeed, I did and more. I've heard things far and wide. And I heard that you're heading to America.
We are so. Very soon. Come, have a cup in your hand and some bread. You must be cold and tired.
I'm a bit not as young as I once was, and well, with a bit of cold in the air, I'll take any comfort and be glad of it.
You'll have a drop of whiskey.
Oh, I will. I won't.
You'll have one. I won't take no for now.
You get no from me.
Sit down here now by the stove.
Oh, then I have some news for you and a fine song too. Give us a song, so Claire.
Tell me now when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. My hair, so my coat, like a white tiger. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is Bella Belfast. She is gorgeous, 1, 2, 3. Please tell me who is she? Howard Moody says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. And the door ring on the bell, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers and fell on her toes. Old Jenny Murphy says she'll cry, comes with a can with the rolling eyes.
people took me in on a cold Christmas Eve like I was one of their own. Well, that's one day, and I turned to days, and the days to weeks, and the weeks to months before I left. I kept myself busy sharpening the knives and the farming equipment, and doing ever what a job needed being done. I knelt with them when they said the rosary, and I had my belly filled when I sat down to take my meal. But the road called, and I knew I had to travel on. When I left, I took more than the food packed into me sack by Mary, more than the money pressed into me hand by John there. I took a kiss on the cheek from sweet Peggy and a firm handshake from young Johnny. And more importantly, I knew I was always welcome back. So the road called and I left, and it's taken me a long time to come back, and if the truth be known, I was afraid to come back, because I liked it here way too much. And when I heard that you were emigrating to America, I had to stop here this one night, because I knew it would be my last chance to see my old friends again. And I didn't want to leave and never known how grateful I was. That's all I have to say, except I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten as children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your day be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Always be left, and you have your ignore, and nothing but happiness all through your score.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Time for another song.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Well, get me on the way now.
No. Small one.
Oh, sure. Thank you for the music. It was fun. Thank you for coming there. Take another one of your passes.
Happy Christmas.
Yes, man.
Merry Christmas.
John, don't be saying goodbye, but don't be saying goodbye.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Good night. Good night. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure, all right. Happy Christmas. And you, I hope Santa gives you something special.
Bye, Mom. Safe passage. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. I'm going to miss them, John. Every one of them.
Are you crying, baby?
Hush, Katie, hush. Leave her be.
They've been good friends and neighbors.
I don't
Shh.
Hush.
We've been blessed, John.
So we have, Mary. So we have. It's so quiet. So peaceful.
God is good.
That'll be the boys at the station. I'm sorry, I have to take this. I'll be back.
It's the job, I know. Still, just wish you didn't have to always be so available. It'd be nice to not have to worry about that phone ringing all the time. You know, things were easier in Ireland. The only phone was in the shop, right?
And you had to walk the road to get to the shop.
Do you remember how everyone who walked the road knew Da's name? He was was always willing to give someone a day's work or a hot meal. A place to stay in the shed if they needed it.
Every one of them brought the newses. No need for phones in those days. And they brought nice stories and great music with them as well. Sometimes.
Oh, wait, but you never knew who you might see sitting on your back step. You know?
Or sleeping.
Elvis! What was his real name?
I don't recall. We only ever called him Elvis, and he liked it. He was a mysterious character, that one. Oh, he arrived when we were at church.
That's right, one Christmas Eve. It was so cold and windy. We got back and there he was, rolled in a ball, sleeping at the back step, with Laddie laying right next to him.
Keeping him warm, I'm sure. I remember Mama was startled. Then Da said if Laddie wasn't afraid of him, we had nothing to be afraid of either.
So Da whistled Laddie away and he woke up and said, Happy Christmas, I've come to call. Like he was an old friend.
Well, Da treated him like one, shook his hand, sat him down by the stove, and Mam fed him a plate of food and tea, of course.
They made him a pallet by the stove with blankets. And I remember in the morning at breakfast, he was telling us about his life. A hard life. Orphaned as a child, no home, no family. He wandered alone. I felt sad for him, but then he talked about the interesting people he met on the road. He made it seem sort of fun.
Mam and Da asked him to stay the holiday. They had work for him.
Yeah, but he didn't stay in the house after that first night. Went out to the shed with a pile of blankets. I remember the wrens came through and he sang a song with them. A Christmas song. He was a great crap. A gas man, they used to say. Hey, how long did he stay?
Well, it was till after the potatoes were planted. Then he said he had to move on. I remember Mom gave him a sack of food and Da gave him a few bob. And we hear about him from time to time, but he never came back until that last Christmas.
That's right, he came in after the neighbors. He said he heard we were going to America and he wanted to say goodbye and wish us good luck.
He was a mysterious character, all right.
Okay, that is all straightened out, no problems.
Well then, can you please turn off your phone, Tom?
Katie, you know better.
Hey, there they are!
At the hospital, the holly
Singing, of course.
Tis the season to be jolly. Don't we now our gay apparel? Oh, the ancient Yuletide carol.
Who's here? Strike the heart of it. Oh, wonderful! What a narrator! Look at you all covered.
Mom, it's beginning to snow out there.
It's freezing cold out there. It's picking up out there. It's just a flurry, but I think we're gonna have a white Christmas.
You two missed a wonderful walk. Oh, so many happy faces out there.
Sorry, Tom, I was afraid Jerry might call and I'd miss it.
You didn't call, did you?
No, not yet, Tom.
Oh, never mind, darling. You call.
Hey, kids, you guys did a wonderful job up there tonight. I was so proud of you. Father George was beaming. You should be very proud of yourselves.
I am, Gran. So can we have those cookies now?
Cracker?
I say hot chocolate. My hands are freezing cold, and so is my nose. Hot chocolate would help.
Why don't you pick something the kids didn't watch? I can do it, or we can all do it together.
Oh, I think the plan is for all you stars to get ready for bed first, and then we'll see about the rest, okay?
All right, you heard the rules.
Come on, hurry, Santa's on his way, you know. Good job.
Well, hurry, Granddad's getting a story ready to read as well.
Hey, speaking of stories, you two, Dad just told me he overheard you sharing one about some fella by the name of Elvis? Now, come on, look, as the official family historian, I'd like to know that story and a whole lot more. But you don't talk much about what it was like when you were kids, how it was growing up in Ireland, or what it was like to come over here and grow up here.
It was a long time ago. I know, Uncle Johnny, but I'd still like to have...
We left Ireland and came to America. Don Man wanted us to become citizens, so we did. Ireland was where we were born and grew up, but America became our home. Hey, Johnny, do you remember when Ma'am went back to Ireland to help her Aunt Eileen? You were afraid she might not come back.
Wait, not come back, seriously.
Well, her Aunt Eileen was her godmother, too. And she had a nice, tidy farm, about 30 acres. Her husband had died a couple of years earlier, and they had no children. So she asked Ma'am to come and help her after an operation. Ma'am, of course, said yes. During the summer, maybe like 7 years after he died.
I remember Gael was worried. He didn't say anything, but it was all over his face. It was terrible.
I remember when he got the letter from Ma'am saying that Aunt Eileen was going to leave her the farm and stay and live on it. So Ma'am asked Don to come, move back to Ireland.
No one said a thing. We just sat there. We didn't know if we'd be packing up or staying. But Da, he wrote that letter. He never said a word about it, but it took him days to write it. We didn't know if we'd be staying or packing.
Well, what did you two want to do?
Well, for the record, we wanted to stay, but we couldn't tell him that. So finally, he mailed the letter, and we waited for the reply. Mail was very slow in those days. Took forever, didn't it, Katie?
Oh, it did. It took forever. But when the letter came, we were all sitting at the kitchen table. I was holding my breath. Da opened it, looked at it, and smiled. Ma'am was coming home, and we were staying in America. Later on, he told us that he'd left the decision to her. Figured she'd given up so much to come here. He wanted to give her the opportunity to go back if it meant that much to her.
Wow. So, you two must have been pretty...
Remember the letter?
Did she write something about the rose garden? Missing the rose garden in that letter.
You know, I have that. I have that letter.
Wait, you have that letter?
Yeah,
Oh, I'd love to see that.
I asked Al for it. It's one of my treasures. She wrote that she would always love Ireland and want to visit, but that her husband, her children, her roses were in America. That's where her home was.
I'll bet you two are pretty relieved at that.
You bet.
Oh, absolutely. We were so glad to have Ma'am back home. And you know, she was happy, really happy after that. She made the decision. She just hadn't known earlier.
Well, what about that business with the farm? Whom did Aunt Eileen leave that to?
Oh, she left it to the church. And eventually they sold it.
Oh, they sold it?
Yep, sold it to my father's brother, Billy.
Wait, no, Uncle Billy?
Yes.
No, not that little cottage we stayed in, the one by the stream? Where we were little? Oh my gosh, that was Grandmammy's aunt's.
That and 30 acres of land.
Oh my gosh. Wow, what a story. Amazing.
That's a way of circling around endlessly.
Oh, it certainly does. Well, just to think, I could have been born in Ireland. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Life really would have been different then.
Very different.
Mike,
Very different.
Mike, can you help with the kids? Sue and I were sent out to find the night before Christmas cooking to get things organized around here.
I'll help with the cake. Well, you two just keep an eye on
We'll watch it like a pair of detectives.
I'll help with the kids too. Those monkeys can be a handful.
Wow, did I just hear an amazing story?
About what?
Well, about our family and, how I was almost born in Ireland. You could have been too.
What do you mean born in Ireland?
Oh, I'll tell you later, okay?
Wait, Miss Peggy?
Well, just for now, I'll see you.
Whoa! Goodness, I haven't a clue, but whatever it is, it sure is exciting about
Let's
it.
find that book. And, well, do we have to go back to them?
I think we do, dear. Let's go.
All through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long week.
And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. When I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
I love that story. I've loved it ever since I was a little kid.
Oh, you're still a little kid, Sarah Rose.
I'm bigger than I was last year.
I guess I can't argue with that. Cool story, Granddad.
How come Rudolph wasn't in the story?
I don't think he was born yet, Jackie.
Really?
Yeah, The Night Before Christmas is a really old story. Like 100 years old or something like that. Rudolph isn't that old, but he's old, like 40.
How did Santa see where he was going without Rudolph?
He used the stars, Jackie.
Did you write that story, Granddad?
No, I didn't.
Really?
Not even me. Right, you know. Now, you know what I think we should put the angel on the Christmas tree?
Can I please put the angel on? It's my turn.
Yes, you can, dear, but where is it? Anyone know?
Here it is, Annie. Be careful now, it's special.
I will be. I know to touch her. It's Granddaddy's angel. She's an angel now too, isn't she?
Oh, yes, she is, dear. A very, very special angel.
Out of the mouth of a child, an angel.
All right, up you go. Let's put that on the top. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Granddad. I love you. I've always loved Grandmammy, even if I can't see her anymore.
I love you too, darling. Well, Pat, I want to light the Christmas candle for us. You're old enough.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Thanks, Granddad. I remember Grandmammy always loved that Christmas candle. I like it too. Thanks for letting me light it this year.
It's perfect, Pat. Thank you. Now, it reminds me of back in Ireland when I used to stand in the window of the house and look out over the fields. Candles could be seen for miles. It's a beautiful sight. I hope you all grow up to see a beautiful sight like that someday. Just worth remembering.
Oh, I remember.
I do too. I remember how beautiful it was.
Come, they told me, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam, a newborn king to see, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam.
Listen. Christmas carols are coming. We'll get the sandwiches and tea.
Oh, we will, Dad, in a minute. I want to listen to this song. It's Jerry's favorite Christmas song. Oh, I wish he could hear it.
Wait. Is it Jerry? Powered up. We've got a signal. Don't worry about it. If it was Jerry, we'll call back. Yeah.
It's time harder. Rudolph will be guiding Santa's sleigh.
We need carrots for Rudolph. Do you have carrots, Brenda?
In the fridge, Pat.
And we need that for Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, and Cupid, and
Donner and Blitzen, Annie.
thanks. I forgot their name.
It's all right. It's a lot of names to remember.
We need the cookies and milk for Santa.
And his helpers too. Will you help us, Daddy? And Pat?
Of course. Come on, let's go.
Shall I play for you, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam?
They coming.
All night long. Merry
To our house. Tea and coffee.
Snacks right there.
Stop.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, but no. Thank you, dear. Snacks. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. We better get more cocoa. Merry Christmas.
You know, I gotta go help in the kitchen, Tommy. Please.
Don't worry. I got it covered. All bases are covered. We're not going to miss Jerry's.
Mom, relax. Just take a deep breath. You'll be fine. Okay? Mom.
What, Mike?
Mom.
Oh, was it really you?
In person.
Father Christ.
We're supposed to be upstairs.
Who's here, Johnny? What's going on? What? Sharon, can't believe you made it for it. Sharon, it's so good to see you. Come on down, Sharon. Sharon, he's close here. Thank you so much. That was so wonderful. What about one for the kids this time?
Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. I thought I'd take a break. I found these cookies in the kitchen. Are they for me?
Yes, Santa, we have more for your helper.
Really, you?
Sure is.
We have the carrots for your reindeer.
Great, Jackie. I'll take those later when I go. But I have your letters.
Oh, don't share so
I have your letters here. Let me see. Annie? Pat? Jackie? Sarah Rose? Annie, I must have left yours in the sleigh. I have to get going now, but I'll be back when your relatives come from Florida and Tennessee, and you're all asleep. But I want to check, have all these kids been good little boys and girls? Grandpa? Okay, now that that's confirmed, we're going to make sure something special's under the tree. Okay, I'll take those carrots for my reindeer and cookies for my helpers. Okay, kids, can you give me a hand? Very busy. Thank you, Jerry. Welcome home. Thanks for keeping us safe. Ho, ho, ho! Very good.
Thank you very much for coming.
He's gone! He told us to close ration counts in. When we opened them, he was gone. He disappeared.
Danny looked outside and said there wasn't any footprints in the snow.
Could he have gone up the chimney? No, he couldn't have. The fire is burning.
He didn't pass through here, did he?
I didn't see him. Did anyone see him? Be careful, Jackie.
I know why. It's because he's magic.
You're right, Annie. He is magic. Right, Poppy and Brenda?
Absolutely.
Silent night.
I have to go to the chair.
My own dear Mary, I saw the pain in your eyes when you left our families all those years ago, but I was blind. I wanted to think that the parting was as hard for a man as it was for a woman. It isn't, and it wasn't. For a woman to leave her own home, the only home she ever knew, and take her precious children with her to a strange place, is infinitely harder. But you never reproached me, Mary. And even when I took you to that strange place with the cold water apartments and a damn few amenities, you didn't complain. You stood by, and you made out of that place a warm and comfortable home for us. So where I could come home at night and after working my 2, maybe 3 jobs, to you and my babies. We struggled, Mary. And the kids struggled too. But we made it through. We got by. We thrived. This country's been good to us, Mary. This country's been good. And now I worry. Did I say thank you enough? Did I say I couldn't have done it without you enough? Pray I did. But now, it's Christmas again, Mary. Listen to the children. Listen to our legacy.
Well, Da, it won't be long now until everyone is here. A busy, full house as usual.
It's especially full now that Jerry and Sharon are.
Just like always now. I'm so glad that Jerry's home safe with us. It'll be
It'll be what, Da? What are you thinking?
so many memories and thoughts going through my head this night. Life keeps changing, but the love that's in it goes on and on and on. And I'm so glad and blessed that I have all this love and family around me this night.
We all are, Doc.
Yes.
Peaceful and quiet. You know, I've been here 50 years.